Welcome to 30 Minutes of Wisdom, Rising in Consciousness and Mindfulness. I'm Veronica Carrera, the producer and director of the show. I was doing 30 Minutes of Wisdom live, LinkedIn Live during the pandemic, and then we took a quick pause and we just wanted to kick it off again. And we have something super special that we want to share with everyone here. And today, with my wonderful co-host, that I'm about to introduce to you, we are going to go live, kicking off a curriculum on a course in miracles, a curriculum or a foundation for inner peace. So let me go ahead and introduce to you our wonderful co-hosts and co-producers, Angelica, Coronilla, and Andre Davis. Angelica.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here with wonderful souls. Thank you for this space. Thank you for the people that are listening and you will be listening later. My name is Angelica Coronilla. I am health and spiritual coach. I work with women to discover, remember their truth. I am sharing my experiences. I am sharing just who I am to them, and I guide them to transform their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelica. And then we have Andre Davis as well that I want you to get to know.
Hey, Veronica, thank you so much for creating this space. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. As Veronica said, my name is Andre Davis. I say I'm a husband, a father, a life coach, a business leader, and have the opportunity to work with people and remembering their true and authentic self. So, Course in Miracles is dear to me, as it is, as Veronica stated, the foundation for inner peace. And so, throughout my career, I've been able to assist people in that transformation and work with some great spiritual leaders. So, I'm grateful for this opportunity to have a conversation about just expanded consciousness and awareness.
Thank you so much, Andre. And just like you said, we are here because myself, as an executive leader and also a transformational coach, I have all these different aspects of me. I am the sales leader and the business executive, but there is another part of me that I don't get to share as much, which is my spiritual life. And what really propels me forward and the core of what makes me want to be a better leader in every sense of the word. But you mentioned that the Course in Miracles is a foundation for inner peace. Can you tell or can you share with all of the people who are watching, who will be watching later, explain a little bit more what is a Course in Miracles? Because the title itself may give people different ideas of what this can be. Is it a religion? What is this?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, with A Course in Miracles, it's set up as a teaching device, right? And it's a teaching device for, of course, inner peace. But when you look at the course in and of itself, it's comprised with three different texts, right? So the first text would be just a traditional manual. No matter what your on ramp would be, so to say, in terms of spirituality, A Course in Miracles is a universal spirituality theme. So if you come from a Christian or a Catholic background or Hindu or a Muslim background, it really does not matter in terms of what your on ramp is to faith. A Course in Miracles has the ability to just meet people exactly where they are and attune our ears into the inner wisdom that we all have. And so the three manuals is a 365-day daily lesson that each person applies. The second one is just a general text, a text that you read to provide a little bit more in-depth understanding about this inner guidance and wisdom and peace that we all have. And last but not least, it's a manual. It's a teacher's manual because we learn best that which we teach, right? So for people who are teaching A Course in Miracles, it gives you that extra level of just insight to really understand the material, to dive a little bit deeper so that you can not only be a student, but you can also teach the course as well. So that's A Course in Miracles, if I could boil it down in a nutshell.
That's excellent, Andre. And really, when we talked about how this book is divided, I think what we wanted to, the reason why we wanted to be here and take this life is because of the way it has impacted our lives. I remember about 5 years ago, I lost my grandma, and my grandma is someone super significant in my life. She raised me after my mom died when I was little, and and it was a very difficult time for me. I was always, I guess, what occupied my life, what occupied all my energy was in really being successful. I care about doing my best in corporate America, and I got into this never-ending treadmill um, where I wouldn't even take a rest because I wanted to continue to climb the ladder. And and then also I feel that I never took a pause to really, or nothing really helped me to take a pause to really reflect on what this life is about. I always felt that the measure of my worthiness was based on my achievements. And and what happened is that it took something so profound, such as losing my grandmother, for me to be able to completely stop. And I felt lost. I started to question what is the meaning of life, especially if we're going to lose all the people that we love. And I got into a really difficult place. And as I was going through that suffering, a friend of mine invited me to a discussion in New York City with Marianne Williamson, and it was a live discussion on A Course in Miracles. This was the first time that I attended this type of spiritual training, and it was so enlightening for me, so powerful that it allowed my pain to become what ignited the biggest transformation in my life. It was really taking all these profound universal spiritual truths that finally had nothing to do with religion, but it had all to do with finding my inner wisdom, with healing my soul, so that I can tap into the greatness of who I am. And it was a game changer for me. And since then, I've been a student of the course, and it has helped me become a much better leader, a much better friend, and hopefully a better partner, which I'm always working on. But I wanted to hear from you because it's a very vulnerable to be business leaders and executive coaches and people that know us in the business world, and then come and do this or create this spiritual forum. And it's vulnerable, but we also believe in being truthful, and we also believe in bringing all of who we are to the world, especially if we know that it's making a great impact in our lives. So I would want to ask Angelica, what inspired you to step into this space and to be brave and to go live to share about A Course in Miracles?
Thank you, Veronica, to sharing this beautiful story. I remember embarked this spiritual journey mm, probably more than 5 years ago, and then different kind of books appear. I read few of them, and it was the course of A Course of Miracles was in Miracles was in the list. But it wasn't probably the time to start my own journey with this book. Then time passed, and then when I met you, you invited me to be part of this group that we meet every Friday. And with the group and with the lectures and with the reading, and because we as a couple we share the book together, be able to understand the messages with my own experience and with the relationship we have, I can see life completely different, more meaningful, more peaceful. And from that inner peace, create my life and um, and really create this step by step on create new habits, create new routines, create this miracle that is called life. Um, it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. I'm so grateful for the invitation. It was about a year ago. And to see the other people that are part of the group every Friday, how their lives are shining after almost 2 years that you have the group is beautiful. And so this uh, really encouraged me and to be vulnerable and to be here with you and share my experiences and all this wisdom that is it comes to all of us with experience and with their lives himself.
That's so beautiful, Angelica. And yes, I forgot to say, but then we as partners, because we're partners, we wake up every morning and we meditate and we read A Course in Miracles as a couple, so that we have the foundation every day to face life. And perhaps instead of saying face life, to let life, the life force, flow through us. And that doesn't mean that our lives are easy individually and as a couple. There are times that are challenging, and I'm grateful that we have that ritual together to help us become the best version of ourselves individually and as a couple. And I just want to thank you for being my partner in life, doing this together. Um, Andre, you are my brother. I mean, and you're a spiritual powerhouse. And in all the facets of your life, whether you're a business leader, a business executive, dad, a husband, a spiritual coach, um, you change people's lives. I've seen it. I've seen you. We have, for all of us who know you for a long time as well. So tell me, what inspired you to be here?
Mm, thank you. It's a great question. And I'll go back. There's a quote that comes from Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's one of my spiritual teachers. And the quote that he says is, pain pushes until the vision pulls.
Mhm.
Pain pushes until the vision pulls, right? And so for me, uh, my decision to start teaching A Course in Miracles started a couple months before you reached out, Veronica. I remember it was the end of 2021 and I got COVID really bad. I think I had all of the corona, all of the virus. So I was hospitalized. And I remember laying in the hospital bed, fever was 106 degrees. My pulse ox number was in like the oxygen level was in the 60s. And my heart rate was about 120 to like that 130. So I was at the point where my body was shutting down and I was dependent on oxygen. And I remember being in the bed and just praying that I wanted to make it through that situation so I can get home and be with my family. And I thankfully made it through full recovery. And when I left that hospital with such a sense of gratitude for my life. And prior to that moment, everything that I was grateful for was predicated upon something in my life being in perfect alignment, right? I was grateful if I had this type of position, if I was doing these type of activities, if I was experiencing these types of moments in my life. But what that moment, that pain that I went through taught me was that there's just a level of gratitude that we can all possess from just simply being. And that doesn't mean that you don't aspire or inspire to do greater things, but simple gratitude and peace that comes with that. And so, A Course in Miracles, when the opportunity presented itself, Veronica, when you reached out and asked me to co-host and facilitate, I knew that what I had reached in that moment of being grateful for simply being alive was a level of peace that can never be given or taken away, but is to be shared. And so the decision to teach A Course in Miracle was about sharing a gift that's timeless, and it's a quality that everybody possesses. But it's up to other people, if you have that experience, to be a way shower and to point folks in the right direction so that they can come into a fuller realization of what's already been given.
Come to a full realization of what has already been given. And I think as human beings, if we stop and just pause and think of what miracles are already there in our lives, the fact that we woke up this morning and we're able to breathe, take a deep breath, that we're able to get up and move, then we have our loved ones next to us, or they're probably just a phone call away. That these rituals that we have can not only bless our lives, but the lives of the people that we interact with every day, and even at work, or our spouses, or our children, our friends. And that's exactly what we want to do. That's exactly what inspires us. Everyone here has been talking about our call, by the way, that we have every Friday. It's not this one because this is the first time we're going live. But as friends, during the pandemic, we decided that we wanted to be change agents to positivity, to bring some positivity in the world in the midst of chaos. So we decided to have a call every Friday and read from this book or this text, A Course in Miracles, and just share, meditate together and share. And 2 years plus later, every Friday we have met and we have meditated together and we have read together and we talked about the impact um, or the powerful, beautiful blessings that we have in our lives every week. It has been just divine. And we have seen how our lives have changed along the way. And I want to thank you both for being part of this journey with me. And there are others watching behind the scenes who are part of this journey with us. And we did not want to just keep this to a small group. We realized that, and I used to work for LinkedIn and transitioning out, but one of the things that this company believes in is bringing our most authentic self to work. And I always believe, what does that mean? Is really bring the best of you, the most inspiring aspects of your life to others, so that their lives can change for the better as well. And this is what made us probably brave to say, hey, let's go live and share what makes our lives better. So, in the last few minutes left, why don't we share then? Let's just share maybe one text that inspire you from this course, the text, the book, the Course in Miracles. And maybe I'm going to start so that I can be brave myself too and start with one that there are many that I love, but there is one that I'm still, that I think has sat with me for a long time because I'm still learning what this truly means and I'm still integrating that in my soul. And it goes like this: nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. Here lies the peace of God. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. Here lies the peace of God. This quote has served me in many different ways. And it always takes a different meaning depending on what's going on in my life. But one of the ways that it has helped me is that, what is real? Real first starts with awareness of who I am. I am an eternal divine essence in the universe. Therefore, that's the truth. Therefore, I am not vulnerable. Therefore, I am supported. I am guided. And I'm loved by the universe, by that powerful creative source. And if I sit with that, I know that no matter what happens in any aspect of my life, that is always going to be okay. Nothing real can be threatening and nothing unreal exists. Here lies the peace of God. What is unreal? Unreal is when I let myself fall into fear, insecurities, lack of worthiness. Maybe someone talks to me a certain way and then I feel threatened. And so, no, it's not real. Because if I sit in my power, in that eternal essence of who I am, nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. And therefore, there lies the peace of God. What about you, Andre? And then we'll finish with Angelica.
That's powerful. That's powerful what you just said. Let that breathe for a minute. Wow. For me, I think the text that sits the most with me, that resonates the most with me, is actually the very start of the book, chapter 1, first principle. It says, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. No order of difficulty in them. And so for me, when I go back and I reflect to that, call it the near life moment of facing my own mortality, realizing that, yeah, that was a miracle in of itself, but there's no order of difficulty in it. The same principles that applied in that moment apply in everyday life in and of itself. The same governing presence that was there in that moment, one of the darkest moments of my life, is there in every other moment as well. And there's no order of difficulty in how that is actualized or expressed in my life and in everyone else's life. So that's what resonates with me with this course.
Thank you, Andre. And then
Mhm.
I asked myself, then what is a miracle?
Here we
What
go.
is a miracle?
That's right.
That what is a miracle? So with that, I want Angelica to talk to us a little bit more about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Have the book, beautiful book that is not intended to be the only truth. The only purpose is to send a message of love so we can gain inner peace.
Beautiful.
The book says that the pain in the world and the sorrow in the individual is the separation of God, understanding that God is love. So these passages of the book, this part of the book that resonates the most to me is miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. Every time that we transform fear, illusions that it comes from fear, and transform it or shift the perception to love, we go back to peace. And from there, we can create our world. It is just a message of love. And when we sit with that, there is nothing more real than that. So your the part of your part of the book and Andrew's part of the book is the same,
Mhm.
basically the same context.
What a beautiful way to finish this live session on A Course in Miracles. Thank you both for your sacred yes. Because when we say yes to life, life says yes to us. I think there's so much going on in the world. And at times it can feel like dark and worse and this and that, but there's a lot of light. And I think there can never be enough opportunities to share that light with others. Thank you for those who will be watching this. Thank you for those who have been here to watch us. Hopefully everything working, all of the channels that we connected this to. But feel free to connect with us with any questions. We're here for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please join us live every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time to share a little bit more on this amazing, amazing wisdom teachings from A Course in Miracles. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Angelica. Angelica, I'll see you here since you live. Okay,
Bye.
Take care.
bye.
Thank you.